What's going on, guys? This is another episode here in Nolan's Pod. This was championship weekend. We know how that Philadelphia Eagles game went. I'm not going to talk about that, though. Today, I'm going to talk about that Kansas City Chiefs game. That was the game right there. Let's get into it, man. Josh Allen, 22 of 34, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 11 carries for 39 yards. He took 2 sacks. James Cook had 13 carries for 85 yards. He had 2 touchdowns for 3 receptions, 49 yards. Ty Johnson ran the ball 6 times for 19 yards. Mac Hollins had 3 receptions for 73 yards, and he caught a touchdown pass to Mac Hollins. Khalil Shakir, 6 receptions for 46 yards. Amari Cooper, 4 receptions for 33 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 2 receptions for 13 yards. Curtis Samuel had a touchdown pass that was caught. He caught. Matt Milano and Jordan Phillips sacked Patrick Mahomes 2 times. Patrick Mahomes, 18 of 26, 245 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Pat had 11 carries for 43 yards, and he ran the ball twice for 2 touchdowns. And he fumbled once. That ended up being huge. Kareem Hunt ran the ball 17 times for 64 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 reception for 6 yards for Kareem Hunt. Isaiah Pacheco ran the ball 5 times for 12 yards. Xavier Worthy had 6 receptions for 85 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 carries for 16 yards for Xavier Worthy. Juju Smith-Schuster had 2 receptions for 60 yards. Hollywood Brown had 3 receptions for 35 yards. Travis Kelce was relatively quiet with 2 receptions for 19 yards. Shamaji Perine had the biggest catch of the game, converting a 3rd and 9. Biggest catch of the game. He caught the ball and was able to get just enough of the first down. Game is sealed because the Buffalo Bills had no more timeouts remaining. DeAndre Hopkins had a quiet game, 1 reception for 11 yards. Harrison Butker, field goal kicker, was 3 for 3 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals. So let's get right into this thing, breaking this thing down. You can say it's not Josh Allen's fault and Josh Allen had a good game. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm not blaming this game on Josh Allen because it's not Josh Allen's fault. What I will say is stats can sometimes be deceiving. Statistics can sometimes be deceiving. And it can look like that you had a great game, but if you watch the game and what the eye test will prove is that, well, did you have a good game or not? And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that Josh Allen didn't have a good game. What I will tell you is he was sacked 2 times. Okay, that's going to happen. But Josh Allen looked a little bit rattled in this game. He really did. He really looked a little bit rattled. And before y'all say that the refs got in the way of this game, no, they did not. It's not the ref's fault that Josh Allen didn't convert the 4th and 1. On 4th down in this game, the Buffalo Bills were 4 of 6 on 4th down. It's not the ref's fault that Josh Allen couldn't get across that line for the 4th and 1. It's not that fault that Steve Spagnuolo, Kansas City Chiefs defensive coordinator, called a great game and that the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line was able to stop Josh Allen on 4th and 1. It's not the referee's fault that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills defense held the Kansas City Chiefs to a field goal that made it 32-29, and that when Josh Allen went to the other side of the field and he had a chance to get a touchdown to send his team to the Super Bowl, he couldn't do it. That's not the referee's fault. Did Josh Allen have a chance at the end of the game to have a different outcome? Did he have a chance to send his team to the Super Bowl at the end of the game? Yes, he did. Did he do it? No, he didn't. Criticism, you get the same doggone criticism that everybody else gets. You went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes again. You didn't come out victorious. We're going to call it like we see it. You went toe-to-toe with him again. That's all fine and dandy. You didn't come away victorious. What rule are we going to change now to try to get you over the hump, Josh Allen? Just like when you lost in 2021 and they changed the overtime rules just for you. Just for you, they changed the overtime rules. But again, let y'all tell it. Oh, they favor Patrick Mahomes so much. They favor the Kansas City Chiefs so much. But in 2021, when it came down to it, and the Buffalo Bills lost the coin toss, and the Kansas City Chiefs got it, the Buffalo Bills cried all spring long about how they needed to change the overtime rules, and it became the Josh Allen rule because they changed it, and you still can't get it done. You still came up short. It's not the ref's fault that Brian Cook Kansas City Chiefs safety should have intercepted you on the first drive of the game. The very first drive of the game for the Buffalo Bills, you could tell that Josh Allen was rattled. You could tell that he was nervous because he almost threw 2 interceptions on back-to-back plays. Brian Cook, if he would just catch the ball both times, Josh Allen has an interception. And then we were like, oh crap, Josh Allen is doing something that he hasn't done all season. He almost had 2 interceptions. He almost threw 2 interceptions. That's one thing why he was in the MVP race. That's one thing why he got his team to the championship game, because he cut down on his interceptions. If Brian Cook just catches the ball, Josh Allen possibly has 2 interceptions on back-to-back plays in the first drive of the game. But let y'all tell it, he played spectacular. It's not the referee's fault that on a 4th and 5 that Josh Allen had to backpedal because the defense, Kansas City Chiefs defense, was blitzing on the play, and Josh Allen backpedaled, and he nearly found Dalton Kincaid for a miraculous catch. Dalton Kincaid should not have had only 2 receptions for 13 yards, and then you had to drop back and run for your life and try to throw it to him, which he almost caught this ball, and it would have been miraculous if he would have caught this ball. He shouldn't have only 2 receptions for 13 yards. At the end of the game, 4th quarter, y'all have to go with what got y'all here. Y'all run game got y'all to this point. In the 4th quarter, y'all went away from James Cook. Y'all went away from running the ball with James Cook. This is what's gotten y'all here. Y'all run game. But as I mention all the time, these teams get so pass happy that they go away from what's successful. In this game, James Cook had 13 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he had 3 receptions for 49 yards. Why would you go away from James Cook at the most crucialest point in your season? Why? That's another thing you have to ask yourself. Why would you run the ball with the running back, James Cook, who was doing good? Why would y'all go away from that? That's another thing I don't understand. That's not the referee's fault. That's the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen's fault. That's Joe Brady's fault, offensive coordinator. Do what makes you successful. And if you're not running the ball with James Cook, you can run the ball with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not your normal average quarterback. He's a big dude. He is a big dude. He probably should be playing wide receiver or something. Or he really should be playing basketball. He's a big dude. He's not your normal average quarterback. He's a short quarterback. No, he's not that. He's a big dude, and he's hard to tackle, and it's hard to bring him down, and he did not get it on 4th and 1, and you have to give credit to the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And before you say, oh, the rest got in the way, they went and they reviewed it, and the call stood on the field after they reviewed it that he did not get across the line. If you want to go back to the film and look at it, you can clearly see that the Kansas City Chiefs defense stood him up and he didn't get across the line. But because he's the quarterback, we're supposed to just favor him so much, say, oh yeah, he got across the line. If that was Patrick Mahomes, I would have the same energy. If that was Patrick Mahomes, no, you didn't get across the line. It would be the same energy. And if they would have screwed that, if that was Patrick Mahomes and the ref said, oh, he got it when he really didn't, I would be on here the next day saying that was a screwed up call. But it's not Patrick Mahomes. It was Josh Allen. It was clear as day. He didn't get it on the 4th and 1. You have to give credit to Steve Spagnuolo and the Kansas City Chiefs defense for their game plan. And how in the world do you not know that the Kansas City Chiefs on the last play of the game, do or die, that they're going to blitz you on the 4th down? How do you not know that that's not coming? Steve Spagnuolo called a smart play by blitzing the quarterback. They had not done that all game, and that was a great call. How do you not know that the blitz is not coming on the do or die last play of the game? Are you seriously? And Josh Allen has to run for his life, and he almost made a hell of a play by just throwing it up there to Dalton Kincaid, and he almost making the catch. The Chiefs, another thing. Buffalo Bills defense played good. Now I know the score being 32-29. Y'all probably like, what the hell am I talking about? With the Buffalo Bills defense, I just said played good. I meant to say 32 points against the Kansas City Chiefs team led by Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty good in my eyes. You're lucky he didn't score more than that. You held him to 32. You got a field goal. At that point in time in the fourth quarter, you got a field goal. It was 29-29. The field goal made it 29-32. Josh Allen, again, you have a chance to fight those demons off of you, and you have a chance to go down there and get a touchdown, and you couldn't do it. Refs did not get in the way of that. You just couldn't do it. You came up short. Your team had a chance at the end of the game. Did they not? Yes, they did. The same criticism is fair for you that goes to Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and everybody else. And Joe Burrow has been to the Super Bowl, so it's no knock on Joe Burrow either. But same criticism goes to you, Josh Allen, that y'all all get on Lamar about. Lamar doesn't have a Super Bowl. He's come up short. Josh Allen is toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes twice. He's lost 4 times, and he's come up short. What more can you say? Y'all always trying to do that. Oh, it's not Josh Allen's fault that they lost this game. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, stats can be deceiving. I'm not saying that Josh didn't play well. He played good, but he was rattled. And when he had a chance to go down there and do what he should have did, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. What more are you going to say? He came up short. He had a chance to win this game, and he still could not get past Patrick Mahomes. So you can cry about the refs all you want to. This game was officiated fair. And matter of fact, the penalties, the Buffalo Bills had 6 penalties to the Kansas City Chiefs 5. And y'all lucky that when James Cook was running the ball, on majority of those plays, the Bills' offensive line was holding, and the referees was just letting that go. So you're lucky that didn't get called. They let you get away with that, but somehow y'all find a way to say that the Kansas City Chiefs got lucky and that the refs helped them out, when that is simply just not true at all. Josh Allen came up short, just like Lamar Jackson did. Criticism is fair. They don't have any Super Bowls. They haven't been to one. It's same criticism. I don't care about Josh Allen going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. Once again, he's come up short. And once again, Patrick Mahomes is going to the Super Bowl. Case closed. I said I wasn't going to talk about the next game, but the Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, NFC Championship game. Jaden Daniels was 29 of 48, 255 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jaden Daniels had 6 carries for 48 yards and 1 touchdown on a carry. He was sacked 3 times. Brian Robinson Jr. had 11 carries for 36 yards. Austin Eckler had 8 carries for 15 yards. Austin Eckler had 5 receptions for 17 yards. Zach Ertz, former Philadelphia Eagles tight end, had 11 receptions for 104 yards. Terry McLaurin had 3 receptions for 57 yards, and he caught a touchdown pass from Jaden Daniels. Delami Brown had 3 receptions for 47 yards. For 42 yards. Saquon 4 receptions for 26 yards. The thing that hurt the Washington Commanders in this game was turnovers. Jeremy Nichols fumbled because he ran into his own man on the punt return. Delami Brown caught a catch and tried to turn up field, and he fumbled. I think Reed Blankenship came over and stripped Delami Brown of the fumble on that play, and then Austin Eckler fumbled. So that's 4 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and a Jaden Daniels interception. When you have 4 turnovers in the game, you are not going to win the game. Like I talked about last week with the Detroit Lions, you can't turn the ball over if you're Jared Goff. Like I talked about last week with the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, you cannot turn over the football. You have to take care of the football, especially in the playoff game, if you want to have any chance to win. You also just have to give credit to this Philadelphia Eagles defense and defensive coordinator Vic Fangio for Vic Fangio turning these guys around. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles defense couldn't even do the fundamental things defensively. This year, Vic Fangio comes in and he corrects that. He turns his defense around. And whether you have Reed Blankenship, Zach Vaughn, Jalen Carter, Darius Slade, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Nakobe Dean, no matter who you have, these guys get after it defensively. And they've done it all year long. They only allowed 23 points in this game. And other than Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, the Philadelphia Eagles do not get to the Super Bowl without their defense. Now let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles side of it. Jalen Hurts. I've gotten on Jalen Hurts. We all have gotten on Jalen Hurts about the passing game. He kind of put those questions to bed this week. Jalen Hurts was 20 of 28 passing, 246 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Hurts had 10 carries for 16 yards. He had 3 rushing touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Saquon Barkley. We knew that this game was probably over when Saquon Barkley, on the first drive of the Philadelphia Eagles, for the first drive, Saquon Barkley ran the ball for 60 yards on the first play. And then turn around the next play. He breaks like 2 or 3 tackles. Touchdown Philadelphia. It's 7-3. Saquon had 15 carries for 118 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 reception for 4 yards. Saquon did what Saquon always does. A.J. Brown, he popped off. He had 6 receptions for 96 yards, and he caught a touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts. Dallas Goedert had 7 receptions for 83 yards. Devontae Smith had 4 receptions for 45 yards. Gainwell, Zach Vaughn, and Reed Blankenship all forced fumbles. Cam Jurgens and Leonard Dickerson, the guys on the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, they were hurt in this game, and they fought their butts off, hurt and all, to stay in this game and play this game and gut it out. If this was any regular season game, those 2 guys would not have played. That's how hurt they were. And they fought tooth and nail. They scratched and they clawed. And the offensive linemen are the toughest men in football. They protect the quarterback. They protect the running back. They protect the wide receivers. They are the toughest men in football. And for those 2 guys to have injuries and to gut it out like they did, you have to give them a lot of credit when credit is due. Saquon Barkley has done it all year long. All year long. He deserves a lot of credit. If they did not have if the Philadelphia Eagles did not have Saquon Barkley, they wouldn't even be sniffing the Super Bowl. We've gotten on Jalen Hurts about his passing game. He was 20 of 28. A.J. Brown can finally quit crying because he popped off. He had 6 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown catch. The only way that these things for the Philadelphia Eagles are going to arise again with Jalen Hurts not being able to throw the ball is if they lose the Super Bowl. Those questions are going to come right back up if they lose the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, it was a lot of times where he had to throw the ball away because he just didn't have it. But it was sometimes where, in my opinion, I think that he's still a little bit hesitant to throw. But for the most part, he put that to bed. Can he keep putting that to bed in the Super Bowl? And if you're the Philadelphia Eagles defense, what are you going to do to stop Patrick Mahomes? I don't even know if Vic Fangio even knows that. You can't stop Patrick Mahomes. You can contain him, but you can't stop him. But putting up 55 in the NFC Championship game, I mean, my God. The Philadelphia Eagles are on another planet. This is going to be a great game. This is a rematch of the 2022 Super Bowl. And for those of you who do not know, the Super Bowl is not this Sunday. It's going to be the following Sunday, as it always is, because the Pro Bowl is going to be played this Sunday. And then the following Sunday is going to be the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl is not this week. Let me know what you think about this game, man. Let me know what you think about the Kansas City Chiefs getting back. Let me know what you think about Philadelphia getting back. Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders have a bright future. Dan Quinn, Mr. Brotherhood, Dan Quinn led this team to... He led this team to a championship game. We didn't even think that Washington was going to make the playoffs. We didn't even think that they were going to get to the championship game, let alone get into the playoffs and have the regular season that they did. So you have to give Dan Quinn credit when the credit is due. You have to give Jaden Daniels credit when credit is due. Jaden Daniels is the 3 C's. He's cool, calm, and collected. Jaden Daniels does not get too high. He does not get too low. He's the same person. Win or loss, he's the same person. You have to give them credit when credit is due. They had a phenomenal season. They just came up short and ran into a better team than them, but they are going to be back. And Jaden Daniels played so well this season that we were saying the Chicago Bears made a mistake by drafting Caleb Williams #1, and that Jaden Daniels was playing so well this season that he should have been drafted #1. That's how phenomenal Jaden Daniels was this year. The future is bright for that kid, man. He's got it, man. He's got it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we out of here.